Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and like everybody else in America, doing things from home today in the aftermath of the ice storm. We're gonna run down to Milford area right now. Bob Bartholomew, President and CEO of Dewpoint, headquartered in Lansing, Michigan. And Bob, how'd you guys fare down there? You're in Milford.
Yeah, we actually fared pretty good. I actually was looking at the outage map this morning just to see what was going on around me, and there's not as many outages. We lost power here at the house last night for maybe 5 minutes, and it came right back. So, knock on wood, I've got connectivity, and you and I are good right now.
And that's all we can do is live in the moment, right?
Yep.
Okay, hold up that sweatshirt, though. We want to get that billboard out there. All right, there you go, Dewpoint. You know, along those lines, first of all, let me thank you for being one of the sponsors for our MBN Speakers Series when we had the two U.S. senators in town, Stabenow and Peters. Quite an event, and thank you for being part of that. Let's talk about Dewpoint. Give me a little bit of the genesis, the history.
Okay. Well, Dewpoint's been a Lansing-based company for 26 years. We celebrated our 25th year last year. Excuse me. We're an IT services company, so we do many things around professional services, managed services, project and program management, application development. Probably one of our mainstays, especially nowadays, is security. Seems like everybody is worried about security, whether it's because they're getting their new insurance premiums for cybersecurity insurance and they're wondering what's going on, and all those premiums are skyrocketing. Or another area is managed services. We've seen a large growth in managed services, specifically in the state and local space, where the retention of talent is very difficult right now in this job market.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We're all fighting for that. Matter of fact, recently we had Ryan Hunt on, who's CEO of the Michigan Works Association, and he was talking about a grant that they had gotten to explore bringing people who are leaving prison or who have been in prison in some fashion and retraining them and getting them back in the workforce. I mean, creativity is in all of our minds right now, right?
Absolutely. Competition has gotten, it used to be we competed with other local companies for talent.
Yeah.
But because of COVID and because of the work remote that's kind of taken over for many industries, it's become not just an area code, it's become a national thing where we're having competition for talent from East Coast and West Coast as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I remember back to working with Ken when he worked for Terry Takai, when she was here as the IT person for the state of Michigan. So he was one of the originators of this company, was he not?
He came in, he was one of the originators that switched it over from being a VAR or a value-added reseller to a IT services company. Initially, Dewpoint was very focused on being a VAR, which was we would design solutions and procure technology or product and implement them for companies. And it was about 80% VAR type business and 20% services. Ken was instrumental in switching it over from a VAR to an IT services company where we expanded our footprint of capabilities.
Well, and that was a big transition. That led to some pretty exponential growth at that point. So we're a ways, not much into 2023. Let's talk about 2022. What were some of the highlights and the accomplishments there?
It's interesting you brought up state of Michigan and Ken and Terry's presence there. One of the first projects that I also worked on at the state was child support enforcement. And last year we actually was awarded a deal for Michigan child support enforcement. It was a federal requirement that every single local entity and their IT systems that supported child support had to have a security assessment done on them to protect the data. So we actually went out to every single county and performed a security assessment, provided our findings and any remediation or any other activities. So that was kind of a homecoming for myself because I was involved with child support enforcement at one time, but also it was a large project for Dewpoint. We were very proud of being awarded that business. Probably another piece that we saw huge growth in was, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the local entities just struggling to maintain and keep IT staff. So looking for us to augment their capabilities.
Awesome. You guys have just been kind of on a steady curve of growth for a number of years. What do you see in 2023?
You know what? I think, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of focus on cybersecurity. Everybody's getting their insurance premiums and seeing a double or triple of what they saw last year or the year before for cybersecurity. And I think everybody's realizing it's not just a matter of when, it's a matter, or not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, if they might get hacked or phished. So we're seeing a lot of activity in the cybersecurity space, and we've got some assessments. We've been awarded by the state of Michigan a pre-approved contract that locals can have us come out and do that for them. And then what I'm excited about is our continued community involvement. We're involved with a lot of places like Ellie's Place, Sparrows Foundation. I actually got on stage last year and did the Dapper Dads.
Well, I witnessed it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. My daughter did all the choreography and everything. So, but we've got the Lansing Built to Last, downtown Lansing. So our community involvement's important to us as well.
Well, it's important to everybody in mid-Michigan as well. Bob Bartholomew, President and CEO of Dewpoint, corporate headquarters in Lansing, Michigan. You've been watching this Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.